All right, hi. Welcome to Watcher DM. I'm Gabriel Hernandez, and this is Alicia Yo, and we are continuing our adventures of Headstrong Cute, Demon Stalker in the sphere of Chapultepec. And yeah, Alicia, why don't you give us a quick rundown of what happened last session?
Um, yeah. It would help if I had opened to roll 20 before we started.
Yeah, these things, they happen in the right time.
You know. So I don't recall making it super far, like on the map wise. Um, but um, I woke up at where Gugax and the Drox are, at that big skull, the mountain helmet thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the jocks were, you know, kind of kind of sad, kind of glum, because Gugok's attention had been diverted towards Homox showing up. So those two are an item now. And they're Gugok's is spending a lot less time, finishing the Drox, repairing them. So, and they kind of just are feeling that and feeling a lack of purpose. And I definitely have some motives and purpose for being there in that I was hoping to ask Ugex to help me make some armor. Um, but they were too busy making out. So I, trying to get two birds stoned at once. Um, I was gonna give a shot at trying to communicate to the jocks what armor is and if they would help me with this purpose. They seemed pretty keen on it. It took a bit, but I got them to understand. Um, Knives are pointy, swords are pointy, and I don't want them, you know, pushing their pointy bits through my flesh. So you have to stop the pointy thing with something hard. There's an innuendo in there somewhere, sure.
It's innuendo.
So we set off. First of all, to find some tools. I was trying to, inquire about the dwarves, the late dwarves, and their makings of things and how they did so. And the Drox seemed to have an inkling that there were some tools to be found in a mushroom forest. So as luck would have it, there was a mushroom forest not too far away. So we ventured off there and essentially spent an afternoon amongst the mushrooms, looking for these tools. The Drox got easily distracted, uh, like fighting with each other more over the task than accomplishing the task. Just, I had what, 14 Drox with me,
Yep.
all running around, uh, Jerry smithing each other. So
They were very much Jerry smithing each other.
yeah, um, I kept looking. At some point, there were some, I guess, beings telling some punny dad jokes in our heads. Couldn't really tell where that was coming from. Um, at some point, this had the Drox like very much so not making any headway in the search. And do you remember what else happened like before the fish person and stuff?
So I think there was
Oh, the mushroom people who were telling the jokes were finally made themselves visible because I found some mushrooms that were edible and harvested a bunch for my provisions and told the Drox that this was food. Or rather, they were all napping at this point and they heard the sound of food being eaten and were suddenly very interested in what I was doing. So they tore through that forest. I guess this upset the mushroom people. Um, Although they were very tiny and not very threatening. Just threatening with their words. And eventually, uh, did I do anything to convince the Drox to keep searching?
No. Once the Drox were kind of surrounded, I think, by the tiny mushroom people, you were like, well, I'm going to keep searching. These guys will just be busy. And then you end
Yeah.
up finding, I think, basically the next round or a round after, you found the tools at the same time that the Piscean showed up and found the
Yeah.
tools. And there was the showdown with the Piscean.
Yeah. Unfortunate showdown. You know, I skewered a fish person to a mushroom, and the Drux gobbled him up. I'm gonna let any meat go to waste.
That's right. They did eat him.
Got those tools, and also found some mushroom leather. Discovered that some of the mushroom flesh was leathery, so I slapped that baby on. Some crude armor, and we headed out back into the jungle. It was getting quite late at this time to go back to home base. And on the way, a knight shambled out of the trees. Who was not threatening or hostile, particularly in that moment, but he was very rude. And he insulted my companions. So I called him on it. He threw down a glove. You know, it's
Yeah.
time for a duel.
The universal symbol for it's time for a beatdown.
Yeah, and I was honestly eyeing up his armor, so I was like, all right, motherfucker. Give me that shit. So I handily took the night out. I was worried I was gonna die, but it ended up being, and convinced the Drox to help me declothe him. I don't know if they ate him too.
Oh God. We're not going to talk about it. I
No.
think leave it to the imagination of the future generations of listeners and whoever as to whether or not that went down.
Yeah, so I stole the man's armor, as one does. And yeah, got myself a fancy little gambeson, a little dark green number as light armor.
Excellent, excellent.
We camped up back up at our home base there. Um, rested, healed, and leveled up. Search. I did a lot of searching. I failed a lot in searching for those tools and managed to get better at that. And do you recall what else we leveled up? Was it etiquette too?
Yeah, I think you leveled up your etiquette.
Yeah.
You leveled up your
Um
searching, and then
and herding cats. That's right.
right.
I think that's the skill I used to try to get the Drox to continue searching with me,
Yep.
but I failed. They
Yep.
were very much not convinced that this was the thing to be doing. So
Well, I mean, it is called herding cats because you know it's
yeah.
like herding cats.
So I think we're pretty much caught up.
Yeah, that's basically the gist of it. So, yeah. So, and I think the final kind of moments of that were you and the Drox sitting around the fire with them kind of regaling each other and you with the stories of the
Yeah.
day, and having kind of a beautiful family moment.
Hmm.
But I do want to highlight here that it kind of hits on you. You realize it probably as you're falling asleep or as you're waking up the next day that while that moment was quite nice, you actually have not provided the Drox with purpose
Mm-mm.
nor skills. The thing
No.
you were going to have them do for you has been done by
Yeah.
virtue of, just kind of jacking this knight of his stuff.
Hmm.
And so yeah. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that in case you wanted to, maybe pursue them, continue like it's up to you what you would like to do, obviously. But yeah, sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think. I mean, I do actually want to make my way back to that UFO ship
The one in the
over
mountains.
the mountains.
Yeah, there are mountains directly to your
Yeah, if I head
west.
west, I
Yeah.
think I'll hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm just trying to think if there's a way, if there's something about what I'm trying to do the drogs could help would be useful. If they would want to come with me.
Well, they were quite a handful for you last time.
Um, I wonder if there's anything else they would want to make with the tools we got.
Well,
Because we kind of like we don't really have any materials, I think.
I think that was definitely true prior to having tools.
Yeah,
Now that they have
yeah.
tools, it's entirely possible that they could take the materials from the helmet and or the skull,
Hmm.
right, and kind of excavate materials.
Yeah.
Also, it's probably worth pointing out that like you have
None of
light
us know how.
you have light armor.
Yeah.
There are moderate and heavy armors, so there are better armors than what you're wearing. So just
Yes.
pointing that out. I don't know that if that changes anything for you.
Sure. What's Gugax doing this fine? It's like what, 7 a.m.?
Yeah, it's 7 a.m. And yeah, I think Gukex is probably sleeping in.
Okay.
They're cuddling.
Okay.
Yeah, doing some AM
Mm.
cuddling.
I think my like Headstrong doesn't know how to make armor. And
That's super fair.
I can't teach them.
I mean,
Uh
you probably can't teach them correctly.
yeah. But
And
maybe Gugax knows how to make
let
armor.
history be the judge of whether or not people who don't know shit have been trying to teach other people how to do shit for the last thousands of years. Because pretty sure that's how we got here.
Okay.
So you're
Well,
I'm sorry. Were you saying that Gugox probably knows how to make armor?
I was gonna ask.
Okay. Yeah. So do you want to go poking around the giant?
Yeah,
Okay. I'm not going to do the voice because I find that voice annoying.
that's fine.
But yeah,
You started
he kind of wakes up and
it.
like glances over. She was like, "Oh, little bunny, like what's up?"
Well, I'm looking to make some armor, but I don't really know how, and I was hoping the Drox would help me, but uh maybe you could know anything about making armor?
Yeah, let's. Why don't you go ahead and test your luck? If you would like for Gugox to be able to know this, you test your
Sure.
luck. If you
Sure,
get
sounds good. Okay.
lucky, he knows. If not, he doesn't know.
Okay.
And if you don't test, he doesn't know.
Sure. I succeeded.
Success. So Gugox, yeah, knows a thing or two about armor crafting. Why don't you maybe are you asking him to teach?
Me and the Drox, really, realistic.
Okay, so you want to learn as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, then go ahead and first let's start with the ask. So go ahead and roll an
Yeah.
etiquette roll, I guess. See if
Yeah,
you
sure. Roll under?
Yeah. All right.
Success.
Excellent. Um, yeah, Gugok's. In fact, I'm gonna say you get Gugok's kind of amped, like he has started mansplaining armor to you.
Okay.
And so he's just kind of like almost rambling at a certain point. Like you've stopped asking questions, and he's just kind of going into it, going into detail.
Okay.
Um, and like I think the nuance here is that he does not actually know how to craft armor for himself. He
Okay.
knows how to craft miniature armor for miniatures, for like little
Okay.
things. And
I'm
so
miniature.
exactly. And so yeah, he goes ahead and kind of gets to work, as it were. And I think what we're going to probably do is we'll do a montage.
Yeah.
I think it's
Let's
probably
burn some time.
it's got like a Bruce Springsteen soundtrack, I want to say. If you don't know who Bruce Springsteen is, look it up. Uh, and let's burn some time. How much time do you want to devote to this education?
Uh,
Because there a point at which you are like, I don't want to spend any more time than this, or are you just like, as long as he'll teach me?
as long as it takes, and like we can montage making the armor into it if we can't, if you want.
Yes, that's precisely what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna roll 2d6 secretly over here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And we'll say that's how many days it takes to make the armor.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I'm going to roll another 2d6, and that's the additional number of days that it takes to teach you guys.
Okay. Sure.
Okay. All right. So, and I'm just going to go ahead and start ticking up days. So, on the first day, he's going to go ahead and craft. And so I'm going to have him roll under skill. Or I'm sorry, roll. Yeah, it'll be roll under skill, which.
Yep.
Let me find my Cyclops heal. Ooh, that was close. Okay, cool. Yeah, so he begins crafting it successfully. Okay, the second day is okay, and the third day. So, and then for there's 4 days of education. For each of those days, I want you to roll against your unskilled. So you're going to be trying to roll over your unskilled as though you were learning a skill.
Did
So
you say roll over?
yeah, so you're trying to roll over 6 on 2d6 because your skill is 6.
Oh,
But
okay. So just roll 2d6.
yeah,
Okay.
it's just like if you're trying to learn a new skill. The thing
Yeah.
is
Sure.
you're not going to learn it on the first try. You actually
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
get more than half of them to get a
Okay.
point.
All right. So I got a 6.
I'm going to say that doesn't count. That's even,
Okay.
so it's a miss.
So that's day 1.
Yep.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your second day.
Okay.
Another 6, so another miss.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll
Okay.
your third day. Okay, that's a
9.
success. So you're 1 and 3.
Okay.
And on the fourth day, final day, go ahead and roll. Oh no. Okay.
Oh, no.
Well, it kind of makes sense. So I will say the armor that he provides
Yeah.
you is
Yeah.
not fantastic. It's basically
Okay.
light armor. So it's the same,
Yeah.
kind of the same as what you have.
Sure.
And basically what I did was I had he rolled 3 rolls to succeed at making armor. He succeeded on the
Mhm.
first one and failed on the second 2, meaning it generated armor with 1 point of armor, light armor.
Okay. Just kind of what I did too.
Yeah. And so
Okay.
you basically were unable to learn armor smithing from that exercise.
Okay.
The Drox, I think, on the other hand,
Makes sense if he's making miniatures. It's not really a real armor, so
the Drox, on the other hand, I think learned quite a bit from him. They in fact rolled 3 successes out of 4, for the learning
Cool.
exercise thing that you did. So I'm going to say the Drox in this area now are probably not. I don't know if they're necessarily equipped to make armor of any kind of great capacity, but they're now actually capable of completing each other. So they can start working on and fixing each other using the tools
Ah,
that you've found. You will have to leave the
cool.
tools here.
Yeah, let me take them out of my inventory.
Cool.
So those are with the Drox now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I I don't know. I have this crystal cyclops here. I was wondering if it would be useful for anything.
The
I
crystal
haven't come up
cyclops
with
here.
anything yet. Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I mean, you want to throw it away, or do you want to give it to the Drox as like materials?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay. Yeah,
You
you
know.
can give it to them.
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe like at the very least it's like a prism or a magnifying glass. They can just fucking like burn shit with it with the power of the sun, because the sun is a deadly laser.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So now it has been 2 weeks since you arrived here. And I'm gonna say on the third day of this whole thing, you hear the eagles blaring to the east.
Oh no.
But Homox, who has been sulking, was like kind of walked over there and chased Omakala off.
Okay,
So, but
cool.
yeah, like at some point, Homox is like, "Yeah, when's your rabbit friend gonna leave?" You know,
Yeah.
this you spending time with these Drox and your little rabbit friend are is annoying me. They're getting a little jelly.
Okay. But it seems like the Drox have a bit of a sense of purpose. Are they in a little better spirits now?
Well, whether or not they have purpose at this moment, they have the capacity to improve themselves, which I think is
Okay.
maybe could be a purpose. We shall
All right.
see. It will take time for that seed to germinate, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, so
All right.
it is 7 a.m. 4 days later, I guess, which would be yeah the 14th day.
So I'm gonna thank them all for their hospitality. Thank Gugax
Hmm.
for their teachings, and uh, I'm gonna head off.
Hold
Right
on.
to the west. But I guess it would be um just, south southwest. Gonna hit a mountain.
Sorry, you're trying to go southwest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that gonna hit a mountain? Because
Yes,
like
you'll be
I can't
climbing.
see, but
Yeah, I know. You'll be climbing up into the mountains.
okay. All right. Cool.
And so that will take 2 hours. So 9 a.m. You get to the mountains, and we get to roll on the mountain table. Newly created mountains table. Ooh. Yeah, so you're hiking and you're like hiking up there and you kind of stumble upon like a hand kind of sticking up out of some rubble on the
Okay.
ground, like a little. It's actually it's a paw. It's like like a orange paw sticking. For you, it's a hand
Okay.
sticking up out of some rubble. Yeah.
Hmm. There was like a rock slide. Crushed a.
Do you investigate?
Yeah. I mean, let's see if there's any signs of life.
Okay. So no, you have found the remains of a dead hiker. The dead
Okay.
hiker is a tiger, and yes, there
Mm-hmm.
was a rock slide that they were crushed under.
Dang.
And yeah, do you want to try and pull them out? Pull their remains out from under the rocks, or
Um, sure. I'll start moving some rocks if it doesn't seem too strenuous.
okay? Yeah, go ahead and give us a do a search check.
Sure. Barrel under search. I succeeded.
Cool, excellent. All right, so then you pull the tiger out, and you
Okay.
find besides his normal stuff that he isn't wearing, he did have a backpack on, and the back is hiking.
Okay.
It's day hiking.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
in the backpack are 6 pocket gods.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have room.
If you have a pocket god, they stack.
I can stack them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one, so now I have 7.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're little
Sweet.
tiny. They're like finger puppets.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Uh, I like forget what they do 100% of the time. You test your luck to.
No, no, no. You can just you whisper something. You whisper a secret into their ears and throw them away, and they replenish a point of luck for you.
Oh, you get luck from it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right.
So
Cool.
also, I want you to remember you can test your luck before you roll damage to add 2 to your damage roll in combat. So you can say, "I want to test my luck to increase my damage output," and you do that.
Uh, Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. While I'm up here,
Mm-hmm.
can you expand like how far I can see?
Oh, right, right, right. We have
Just because I'm up on the mountain, so for my mapping purposes, I mean, might help me out a little bit here.
cool. Yeah, let me increase your light to 2 miles. Save setting. There you go.
Yeah.
And give me just a second. I think what I can do here. Might be able to kind of pull this off here.
Oh, what's happening?
I mean,
Oh, I see.
I'm tiling them so that you can. I think. Let me see if I can. Advanced.
Um, yeah, shoot. I'm trying to like, because that actually goes on the other side of the map, but I don't have a reference for how far that is from town. Oh well, I guess I'll just build it the other way till I figure it out. So I got mountain, mountain, I love mountains. And UFO. Cool. Oh, there were those like tower things just had people like feathered folk in them that were shooting at me, right?
Yeah, yeah, little feathered folk guard towers.
Yeah, that was some nonsense.
There's a whole lot of nonsense in this game.
Don't know if I'm too keen on ever going back there. I don't think there was anything to be had, or if there was, it would involve uh, being at a disadvantage while people shoot at you. Okay. I think so. Yeah, essentially, I do want to go to um, northwest to the UFO.
All right. So I'm pretty sure that puts us at 10 o'clock as you come down the mountain. And at 10 a.m., you arrive at, let's see, it's square 3, I think. All right. Yeah, I'm going to see if there is an encounter here. The mountains. Okay. Yeah, so as you arrive on the site of this craft, the tourmaline clouds begin to roil and kind of broil across the sky.
Okay.
Yeah, causing shadows to kind of interplay across the face of the craft
Mm.
and the mountains, causing a bit of dramatic lighting for your approach.
Also, I'm not on the mountains anymore, so I guess you should narrow what I can see.
Thank you.
That's my ship down there, isn't it? On my other tile.
Yeah.
Okay. For a second there, I was like, is that a nuclear warhead? I was like, no, it's my ship. Okay. Um, yeah, some dramatic lighting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna sneak up to the ship if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll under your sneak.
Where's my sneak at? I succeeded.
Yeah, you are quiet as a mouse.
Cool.
And
Some-
you pull yourself up to the what is obviously the hatch door for the ship.
okay, cool. I'm gonna try to open it.
Right. Do you have locks? The locks skill?
No.
Okay, so I think you
What's
need
that?
it's basically picking and opening locks.
So it's called locks.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Okay,
Let me double
so we'll
check.
start that at.
Yeah, you'll be doing unskilled there.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think you do unskilled with that. I'm sorry. You roll against a imaginary locksmith who created the lock, so you'll be doing
Okay.
a roll against, so the versus roll, and I will
Okay.
roll. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So you are able to crack the lock open.
Okay. I'm gonna cautiously go inside.
Cool. Yeah. You head inside. Um. And yeah. So inside is so you're inside of a golden barge.
Okay.
On the inside of this ship, there is a couple of there's a bunch of strange stuff. First of all, whoever ship it is not super well kept. They are not an
Okay.
orderly creature. Um, there is strewn about some papers and notes, journal entries, directions, just stuff. It looks like they've never thrown anything away. So there's just kind of the place is covered with writings and or like scraps of paper that they've picked up from different places.
Okay.
There's also a bunch of kind of fabric articles on the ground and just kind of hung over things. So clothing, but maybe not clothing. Like it doesn't actually. It would be hard to
Okay.
identify what piece of clothing any one of these is
Hmm.
until you look at them closer. I'm giving you broad pastiche. You can inspect any of this stuff as you will.
Sure.
And then yeah, there is also some I think astrological equipment. Let me find it here. Actually, yeah. Why don't you tell me what you're going to go ahead and look at, and I'm going to pull up. I got to pull up the book here so I can get a couple items.
Yeah, I guess I'll start by looking at the papers. see if anything catches my eye, something can make sense of, or that's like evidence.
Yeah. So
Because I'm like looking with the intent that I got that note that Chi isn't who he says he is, and that I would find information around here. So I'm looking for evidence of that.
okay. So yeah, so the first thing you probably notice is that you've seen this handwriting before.
Okay. Uh, do I recognize the handwriting? Like, do I know whose it is?
So you can, if you'd like, um, yeah, let's make up a skill. Recall
Okay.
handwriting. Go ahead and roll under recall handwriting.
Is there anything like broad you want to make it?
No, I think recall handwriting is about it's about what the skill
Okay.
is.
Just it's not transferable. Okay.
I mean, you'll probably find other ways to apply recall handwriting, unless you can think of another skill that you've got that would be like this.
I don't think so. That's what I was just asking.
Yeah,
Okay. Uh sorry, did you say under or versus?
under.
Okay. I failed.
Okay, yeah, you can't put your finger on it.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, yes. So
Um
there is astrological equipment in the ship. There is also the blue star maps of Corda.
is that a sphere?
It's it's required for intersphere travel. Um, your ship has one too.
Okay.
You just don't have it on your character sheet because it's not really yours. Like the ship is technically something you're using.
Yeah. So, like what did did the papers or anything say? Like I recognize the handwriting, but they
Ah,
giving me any
yes,
indication of what's going on here?
yeah. So one. Let me. Sorry, this is the wrong. Wait a minute. How did I end up? Oh God. Okay. Sorry. Wrong browser tabs. Somehow ended up on the wrong browser. Let me just pull it up here. So there is on one piece of paper there is a list of notes that detail like different ideas for like it's almost like a mind map or like a brainstorming sheet about like
Okay.
cult facts, like things that you would put on a piece of paper if you were trying to come up with the details of an imagined cult.
Okay.
Um, there is also let me see here. Yes. So there is some printed like pamphlets
Okay.
that are like come to the jungle. Palaces are for noobs, and they like it's like obviously like tourism propaganda for attracting tigers to the jungle because tigers obviously come from the tiger palace. Obviously,
Okay. Weird.
um, there is also a book. Well, not a book. There's actually like a couple of recipes for how to prepare feathered folk for eating.
Eggs.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take that cult brainstorm paper and the recipes.
Okay. Yeah. Tell you what. Go ahead and just put like stack of notes in your inventory. It should only take up one slot, and then in the
Yeah.
area like where there's information, you can store the extra information about what's in it. There is one other. I think if I can find it.
No, I mean I can. I don't know where else I can put extra info other than under what I'm wearing.
Put it under what you're wearing then. Also, oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Your character also has like a bio section. Like that character sheet isn't the only page on that. Just tab over
Oh,
to the other page and you can edit and add stuff there. That bio is yours. You can,
I can add
yeah, you
things.
can do with what you want with it.
Okay. Attributes.
Not attributes. Go to bio and info and just click edit
These.
at the top. And there's
Okay.
bio and info. Like you can add stuff to that. I think is that correct?
Um. I don't.
No.
How do I add stuff?
Well, you have to click.
Like there's.
Is there a bio and info
Well,
section?
there is, and I hit edit,
Okay, and so
but
in the bio and info
okay.
text box, you can just type stuff.
It's in dark mode. It's really not clear. This text box.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jack.
and then make sure you hit save changes, otherwise those changes won't get saved.
Yeah.
Okay. There's one other thing here if I can find it.
Go ahead.
Back. I'm just trying to find it here.
What did you call it? A golden something?
Golden
Is the name for
barge.
the craft? Golden barge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ah, yeah. So there is a page from a book. It is not possible for you to find the title from the page, so you will have to read the page. But as you start reading it, it's obvious that what this is describing is a method for hypnotizing and mentally controlling a cyclops.
Yikes. Okay.
And the last thing you find is a purchase order
Or
for dwarf souls.
pieces. You can buy those?
Somebody was supposed to, yeah. Like
Yeah.
they have not been fulfilled, I think.
Mm.
Remember the ghosts that you set free?
Hmm.
That was that those were supposed to be for the purchase order.
Okay.
So the purchase order is a record of a purchase from whoever owns the ship to Omakala.
Okay. So they bought those souls, but they haven't been delivered.
Right.
Is that theme?
It's like a
Is what you're
request.
saying?
It's like a request. Yeah, it's a request to purchase basically at an offer price.
Okay. Hmm. Can you tell me about the what about hypnotizing Cyclops?
Yeah. So the page that you found upon reading it is
Yeah.
instructions for how to hypnotize and control the mind of a cyclops.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Um, I'm just trying to decide if I want to take those at all. Uh, oops.
And I'm gonna say it's taken you an hour to do all that searching and kind of researching
Yeah,
and reading and
certainly.
stuff.
Yeah, should be taking some time. Um,
Whoops, wrong.
yeah, I guess I'll investigate the pieces of cloth that may or may not be clothing.
Cool. Yeah. So you find a tiger costume,
Okay.
um, a feathered folk costume,
Yeah.
a penguin costume, and a Drock costume.
All right. Um, Crazy. I'm gonna take the tiger costume.
Okay. And put it in
I
your
only have
inventory.
room for one. Yeah.
That's what you're getting.
Penguin sounds dope, and I already have a feathered folk one.
Mm-hmm. Although this one is much nicer. Like the feathered folk
Oh,
one that you have is like kind of you
oh,
slap that shit together. The one that's in here, you legit like wearing it. You would, in fact, you want to try these on?
yeah, sure. You know what? Maybe I will swap out the feathered.
Yeah. So, what it actually is, like, it looks like a cloth that you would just put on, like, like a costume that you would put on, like a Halloween costume or something. But when you actually
Okay.
put it on, it, like, form fits you and projects hard
Mm,
light of the thing you're pretending to be. So it is only a feathered folk or only a tiger. The costumes are like only programmed for one or the other, but it's actually
right.
generating like a hard light hologram of the thing. So you could not possibly be mistaken for a rabbit wearing it. You will be treated as a feathered folk. In fact, you are a feathered folk for all intents
Amazing.
and purposes. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, let's add that to the notes. Mhm. Um, I may as well take a look at the equipment stuff. See if there's anything kind of relevant there.
The astrological equipment.
Yes.
I mean, it would fit in your inventory. You can grab it if you want. But I can read you what it says here in the book. So it
Yeah, sounds
requires
good.
20 minutes to set up and use, but doesn't need to be outside. Consists of a ruby specular, charms against reciprocal observation, and complicated charts of the spheres. It grants +1 to astrology, which is a skill that you use when you're traveling between spheres. And
Okay.
then the blue star maps of Corda hold the secrets of travel between the spheres. Every juncture in space and time can be found on its many square metered face. If one is sufficiently educated in its use, test astrology to tell the precise destination of any portal. So if you come upon a portal, you could use this to, with a test, observe. Basically, between the two of them, you can know where most portals would go.
Okay. But you said I have this stuff in my ship already.
You have Well, you have the astrological equipment for sure. You
Okay.
probably don't have blue star maps of Corda.
Hmm. All right. That's gonna potentially help me travel easier.
Yeah, I mean it's the kind of stuff you would probably keep in your ship. But if you were to come across portals anywhere else, you could use it to determine, with astrology, mind you, you could use it to determine like where that portal goes before walking through it.
Okay. Um, I don't have any more room in my inventory. Wow. So bag has to be part of my inventory.
Oh, the rucksack?
Yeah.
Actually, that's a great question. I think the rucksack allows you to put stuff in it. Let me see what it says here about it. A sack. Large sack. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about it. Let's see what. +1 to rolls associated with it. Items bonuses apply. An incomplete list of desirous things. Okay. Yeah, ain't shit here. Let's see what carrying says here. If there's any overburden. So encumbrance. You may carry 12 things without issue. Once your character sheet, 12 spaces filled small items. Some items can inconsequential. Large items. Large items are anything you need both hands to hold. Retrieving items in a hurry.
Hmm.
Pack your bags well. I think your bag goes in worn.
Okay.
So you don't need it. It doesn't take up any space. It is a
Yeah, I
worn
think when
thing.
we set this up,
That seems right.
yeah.
If you find yourself carrying more than 12 items, you suffer -4 to all rolls due to inconvenient weight. If you're carrying 18 items or more, you suffer. Yep. Hardly move and are unawares. Yep. So you freed up one spot.
I did. All right. Sweet. Uh yeah, so Blue Star Map of Gorda, is that what it was called?
Mm-hmm. Blue Star Maps of Corda.
How do you spell Gorda?
Corda.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna abscond with that.
Cool.
Hopefully I make it out of here with all this shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to roll because I think you've probably spent another hour kind of jacking stuff.
Yeah.
And I did roll a 1, which means that the troll has arrived on his
Okay.
patrol.
Uh,
And yeah, he catches you rifling through his shit, his boss's shit. I don't know, the shit of the
is
ship.
he coming in?
He
Or is
is.
this me coming out?
Yeah, I think you're coming out as he arrives.
Okay.
But yeah, you are laden with stuff and kind of disadvantaged. You're like, I don't think you're gonna be like your back is to the ship and he's coming towards you. I don't think you have like a
Okay.
way to get to like just run away. Probably kind of have to deal with this guy.
Sure. Okay.
So let me get troll up here. Oop. All right, and let's put a Troika generator. Want to thank Technical Grimoire again, David, for creating the turn tracker for Troika. Headstrong, cute. No other people's, and a troll has 1 initiative, so. Oops. 1 initiative. Start the round. Alright, it is your turn. You get the drop
Okay.
on the troll.
Sweet. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and roll for my bow.
Okay, you're going to try and shoot him as he approaches?
Yeah. At a 19.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah, you hit him.
Oh,
And roll your damage.
okay. Damage 6.
Cool. So, all right. Yeah, you stick him with your with one of your, I think you're shooting silver arrows, right? That's what you have.
Well, but like I only have 16. Like I
my statement so far has been my thinking on it is that you've been recovering them after
Yeah,
firing
right?
them,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
you are hitting with silver arrows. You don't have other arrows, right?
I guess not. Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
You go again, by the way.
Okay.
You've stunned him with your attack.
Okay. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna take another whack with the bow.
Okay.
13.
All right. He manages to dodge it
Okay.
and closes ranks, so he is now in range of you.
Okay.
And it is his turn to go. And he will attack you with his. I think he fights with a weapon. So let me pull up the weapons chart up here. Yeah. Yeah, he is going to swing at you with his long sword.
Okay.
And he rolled an 11.
11 damage.
No, an 11 to hit versus me.
Oh, okay.
What are you defending with? Your sword?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah,
17.
you are a very experienced sword fighter now, and handily dispatch his attack. Go ahead and roll your
Cool.
damage.
All right. I think 4.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you got him.
I rolled a 1.
You got him right bloodied. Yeah, you snick at him, you snap at him, you snickety snappity. And that is the end of the round. And the next round starts with the enemy, so he goes ahead and gives a desperate lunge, rolling a
Okay.
14 to strike you with his longsword.
Okay. Defend with my sword.
A 16
16.
beats him.
Cool. Rolling damage. 6 damage.
Yep, that does him. That is a dead effing troll. Okay, I did mess up a rule. Actually, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so you cut him down and he falls to the ground. Uh, and
Is he dead? Is he dying? Can I shout at him like, "Who do you work for?"
yeah, actually, so yeah, you kind of pick him, you like pick up his face. You're like, "Who are you working for?" And
I'm retrieving my arrow.
yeah, you retrieve your
It's like
arrows.
one little tiny rabbit foot on him, pulling the arrow out.
But like on his turn, which is
Uh-huh.
like gonna honestly take the whole round of you retrieving stuff.
Okay.
It's your turn. You end the round. Yeah, he comes back to life. Like he heals. His wounds heal over, and he comes
Okay.
back to life with like 1 stamina. And like, yeah, he is ready to attack you again.
Okay.
So yeah, he's gonna take his swing. And he rolled a 17 this time to hit you.
Okay. Shit. Yeah. Defend with my sword.
Okay.
21.
21.
Thank
Ah,
God.
damn.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Jeez.
Yeah, roll your damage.
Okay. Hope he stays dead this time. Jeez.
Okay.
6
Well, yeah,
damage.
you do the damage. He dies.
Okay.
And next turn. Round. Next turn. All right, so it's your turn, but already you can see the wounds on his body beginning to heal. What do you do?
Um, can you help me out here? Like, is there something about trolls that I could know about if I knew the bestiary? Like, there's a
Well,
specific way to kill them.
your character wouldn't know the bestiary, obviously.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't think I'm going on a limb here, but I don't think that Headstrong has ever like dealt with a troll before or ever been up against a
Probably,
troll. Um,
probably not. No.
but I don't know. How would you find out?
I'm looking at my skills.
I'll tell you what. Test your luck if you want to try and learn something about the troll. If yeah, and if you don't have to test your luck.
Right. Um, sure.
Okay, cool.
I succeeded.
Excellent. So, one of the scraps of paper you were just looking at highlight like talks about how trolls are like regenerate. So,
Okay.
like the person who hired this troll hired them because they regenerate. Um,
Okay.
but also like one of the warnings on that piece of paper is keep away from fire.
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of my thinking was to use fire. Um, yeah, so it's on its way to coming back to life. Can I?
I'm gonna say that that was your turn, like having
Okay,
that moment.
sure.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna go to next turn. It
Yeah.
is its turn. So it comes back to
Mm-hmm.
with 1 hit point or 1 stamina, and it will try and get you. It rolls a 14,
Okay. Defend with my sword.
an 18. You
18.
again handily dispatch it, but I'm gonna say you don't necessarily have to do damage. You can basically just disarm him if you want.
Disarm him.
Yeah, like take away his sword.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do
Okay,
that.
cool. So you do that, and then let's see. That's the end of the round. Okay, so it's your turn.
Okay, so um, I have a lantern and a flask of oil.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna try to throw some oil on him and light it?
Okay, just gonna light him on fire.
Yeah,
Cool.
I feel like
Uh,
that's what I got.
yeah, totally. Yeah, and I'm not even a roll for that. You just fucking throw oil out
Do it. Okay, cool.
and he goes up in flames. Um, and yeah, he dies smoldering and screaming out and cursing the name Bazil.
Bazil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
B
not
A
a
Z
demon's name.
Bazil.
Okay.
What do you mean? Is that like a real world demon's name, or is that like a demon's name in the game?
I was thinking that's a real world demon's name.
Yeah, I think it probably is.
Okay. Yeah, Bazil. How about that? Okay. All right. Um. Well, I don't love the smell of burning troll
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
or the attention it's gonna bring. So I think it's time to get the fuck out of here.
That's super fair.
And I want to head southwest,
Okay.
trying to get to my ship.
Okay. So it is now 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and you are in a jungle. 5-4 jungle. 5-4.
In the jungle.
Yeah.
I can't even
Um.
do it.
So yeah, so you're kind of running through the jungle, and like kind of like clockwork, you hear this like tss, like everywhere, all around you, tss, tss, and the air suddenly becomes full of like a yellow green vapor,
Okay.
but it is not a vapor; it is pollen. So I think if you
So
don't want to
sneezing.
have a sneezing fit, yeah, you need to test your luck. If you don't
Okay.
want to have a sneezing fit,
Um, do I any by any chance can I waste one of these pocket gods to boost my luck first?
you can, yeah, you can try recovering your luck. You can burn a pocket god for sure. What's the
Yeah,
whisper? What's the secret you tell it?
I have to tell it a secret.
Yep.
Um,
It should be a personal secret, like something that we don't even know about your character.
oh, okay. Uh, so thick, buddy.
It doesn't have to
Um,
be funny. It could be very
that's
normal,
true.
like I'm afraid of the dark, or I
Sure.
never properly learned to wipe.
Yeah.
I guess that
Um,
one is funny.
I'm gonna say that I don't know how to tie shoes. I mean, I spent most of my time running around the sphere as the rabbits do.
Yeah,
Laces confuse me.
no shoe tying. Yeah, laces confuse you. I
Yeah.
like it. In fact, it's
hmm
the whole like the little rhyme for like tying shoes, right?
Yeah, the
Is about a
rabbit
rabbit
going
going in a hole,
around.
and you don't
Yeah.
know. You're like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get the
I
metaphor.
don't. Yeah.
It's nothing like tying shoes going. Oh,
No. Yeah.
I love it. That's hilarious. That is great.
hmm
All right, cool. And then go ahead and test your luck. You have increased it, I think. It increases it by one, if I remember correctly. Let me double check.
By one? Oh, okay, yeah, that's what was my next question.
Let me just
Because I was at six. So
Yeah, let me just verify that.
yeah, please do.
Pocket God. Regain one luck, yes.
Yeah. All right. Test it. Okay.
Oh no,
Oh,
you fall into a sneezing
we're
fit.
back where we started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you fall into a sneezing fit. It just makes your travel take longer. So you're an
Waste
extra
an
hour,
hour.
yeah,
Yeah.
sneezing and kind of dealing with
Okay.
the allergy. But you are still heading towards your ship.
Yes, please.
Okay, so you arrive at your golden barge at 4 p.m., eyes watering and red, nose tickled,
Okay.
and yeah, you return, but the ship does not look as you left it
Yeah, I bet
per
it got
se.
tossed.
It's been
It's been a
it,
couple weeks.
it's been a couple weeks, and yeah, it is open.
Okay.
Um, you look inside and you start scoping around. The first thing that you notice is Deadly Dan is not inside.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Neither is your astrological equipment. Um, so your ship is effectively disabled. You can't actually travel with it right now. You couldn't like leave the sphere if you wanted to.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been kind of tossed. Like you said, it's been basically ransacked.
Okay. Um.
You are able though to go ahead and secure it. You can like seal it up
Yeah.
and sleep here because
Okay.
I think we're at end time for game.
Yeah. What time is it?
It's 8:20.
Like in the game?
Oh, it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So you don't have to
Okay.
go to sleep. You don't have to get any rest if you don't
Yeah,
want to. But I think
but
this
it's
is
a
where
good
we're
place
gonna
to stop.
yeah, so we're gonna stop the tonight's session.
Sounds good.
And since you're
Um.
kind of taking stock of your situation in your ship and you're kind of relatively safe,
mhm.
let's go ahead and do your skill ups.
Okay. Um. And I was gonna leave the blue star maps of Corda here.
Well, now that you know somebody's broken into it, you maybe I don't know. You you can do that. Just maybe don't leave it here for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I don't have any more room in my inventory.
Super fair. That's super fair.
Whatever. I'll keep it for now.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's. You don't have to worry about that today. You can worry about that as you leave the ship next time we play.
Sure.
go ahead and pick out the 3 skills you want. Now, one thing I probably didn't mention is you did technically test the skills of armor smithing earlier. So you did fail at that, so you can put that in.
Okay. What are we calling it?
Armor smithing is fine, or armor crafting.
Okay. All right. I think I succeeded at everything else, though. Uh, no, wasn't there one time I missed with my sword or missed
Um,
defending or something?
no, I don't think they hit you.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wait a minute. There was you missed with your bow,
Okay.
right? He dodged once with the bow.
He dodged. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, because I was like, I only like failed at recalling handwriting, the armor crafting, and
The bow.
this was the bow. Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Give us a
All
roll.
right. Well, yeah, we'll do them in order. So bow fighting is first. I have to get more than a 10. I don't.
Okay.
And we'll do recall handwriting. I got a 7, so that's a level up. And armor crafting. Also a 7. Cool.
Excellent. All right, sweet. Well, thanks again for playing. I hope you had fun. And thanks everyone who watched. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, or think we did something wrong, go ahead and shout out in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, go follow our other socials, Watcher DM. We create lots of weird tabletop role playing game content for Troika, 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons, and Quest, as well as our own independent RPGs. And yeah, really hope you enjoyed it. We enjoy playing, so we will see you soon. Stay weird.
Thank you.